This broadcast of the We Up Elite Summer League is produced by TecGym Sports. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. We'd like to thank our generous sponsors: We Up Elite, Spalding Sugar House, Ballard Hobart American Legion, Post 36, A Simple Love, VT, JB Property Management, Sonnet Building and Remodeling, Bactaw Black Asphalt Services, plus Robert and Sandra TATRO, and also Andy and Pollyanna BLADYKA. We'd also like to thank our community partners: Fact TV, Okemo Valley TV, Claremont Community Television, and Brattleboro Community Television. Highlights of teams and players can be ordered at techgym.net/film/highlights. You can also use that page to request that we follow your team or player. We would also like to thank the community members who have volunteered and donated, making this service possible. If you would like to have continued coverage of local sports, please consider making a tax-deductible gift at techgym.net/support. As always, we'd like to thank all the players, coaches, officials, staff, and fans for supporting local sports. Enjoy the game.
Okay, welcome back everybody to this Thursday night matchup of the We Up Summer League Girls High School Division. Here we have We Up Elite versus Stampede. Stampede coached by Brian McCarthy. No, Brian Rapinati and Johnny McCarthy. We Up coached by Noah Cosby. I'm your host, Will Simoneau. Thanks for watching here on TecGym Sports. We're just about to get started. It's a hot night here in Ludlow, Vermont. It's been in the 80s outside and in the mid-70s inside. We Up is on their second game in a row with not a lot of subs. Stampede comes in with fresh legs. I think you can get it. Taking the jump, we have Peyton Austin, the sophomore from Springfield, and Kaylee DiBartolo, the junior from Green Mountain. All right, here we go. Pretty even jump there. Haley Aviles comes down with it. Finds Allstad, who takes it in. Good defense there by Tate Simoneau. And here comes Adela Ashworth. Showing up on the floor. Let's see which way that's going. Looks like it's going to be black ball. Here's Reese McCarthy. Here's Raylan Frattini for three, a little bit long. Reese McCarthy saves it and is going to draw the foul. Good work there by the freshman. She seems pretty happy about it. A lot of these players on both teams play together either in school or another travel ball. There's Frattini, fires again, this one a little closer. Reeled in by Jalen Stebbins. Here's McCarthy for three. Off the glass, it's good. And Reese McCarthy gets her team on the board. And here comes We Up. Havita Allstad. Tipped and then brought in by Jay Stebbins. And her layup is good. Here's Aviles. Stolen by Simoneau. It's going to be a jump ball with Harper Palmer. Those two might end up playing together this winter Palmer, a Springfield junior. And Simoneau coming in as a freshman to Springfield. Here's Simoneau now. Into Kaylee, then back out. She's going to fire for three. You bet. And Tate Simoneau on the board now, along with Reese McCarthy for the first 2 threes of the game. Simoneau tries for the steal, but it's out of bounds. Good effort there by the freshman. That ball goes out of bounds. It'll be black on the baseline. Here's Reese McCarthy starting things off. Going to find for Teeny, who's looking for her first 3 of the game. Here's Stebbins for the mid-range. Very close. We're going to have another jump ball. Early now. Here comes Ashworth to Austin. Aviles can't get there inside. Facing a lot of contact, and she'll draw the foul. Here's Aviles trying to get her team on the board. Not with that one. And Harper Palmer facing that tough Stampede defense. And there's DiBartolo with the stuff. Oh, that ball goes up though. Actually didn't see who made that one. I was looking down at the roster. DiBartolo's shot is blocked by Peyton Austin, but here's Reese McCarthy. Kicking out to Stebbins, who's going to take it in. Oh, so close. It was a good take, really, just in and out. Here comes Danelli, who's going to take a hard foul. And she's been on the ground quite a bit tonight. Danelli took a hard hit in the previous game. Had to come out of the game, but has been able to continue. It's a hot one here in Ludlow, and none of the players feel bad about taking a break on the end that still has some fans blowing. Here's Danelli at the line now. Kyla Danelli now, number 30 from Hartford. Looking to get one for Up. This shot looked good, but it bounced off the front of the rim. There's DiBartolo to McCarthy. I believe that's Hadley Stinnett there. And here comes Adela. Ooh, a little bit of slip, but she stays up. That's in and one. Up now cuts the lead to 4. And Ashworth has a chance to get another one. And Adela's shot is good. It's a close game. Here's Stebbins with a hard take. Fights for the rebound. DiBartolo goes up hard. Roped in by Sinet. Here's McCarthy for the mid-range jumper. Good looking shot, but it doesn't land. DiBartolo, though, with the rebound out to Stebbins, going to make a step. And fires for three. Just a little off. And here comes Dinelli. That Stampede defense denying the pass. And there's Reese McCarthy with a nice quick layup. They're going to call travel on Taylor Tomberg as she was trying to pivot inside. But had Stampede players on all around her. Here's McCarthy now. And there's Kira. Good steal and an easy bucket there by Dinelli. Hey, and there's Reese McCarthy, second three of the game. As she's been known to hit deep. Here's Gray to Gray. As the sisters work it together. And then Aviles. Dinelli thinks about it. Here's McCarthy on the fast break. Up and in. And Reese McCarthy with another one. There's Kira Gray, but Kira Sheehan takes it away. And Kira Sheehan now, 2 weeks in a row, has played in all 4 games. 2 on the middle school bracket and 2 on the high school. I really think we need a special award for the player who enters the most games, plays the most minutes throughout the summer. Kira Sheehan would definitely have that on lock for the girls. Oh, this ball is going to go out of bounds as Sheehan didn't notice she didn't have a player there anymore. Here's Dinelli now. Trying to find an open player. Good defense by Simoneau, keeping her outside. Dinelli comes away with it again. Tries to pass to Allstad, but there's Roland Frattini rejecting the pass. Good work there by the freshman from Springfield. I tell you, this Stampede team, very defensive minded. Tomberg goes up with it. Can't get a clean look though. And here's Sinet on a fast break. Passes to Sheehan. 3-point is just a little short. Here's Dinelli again. Hand off to Tomberg. And here's Allstad trying to work her way inside. Over the top of Dinelli. And we're going to have a timeout. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in a few. Here comes We Up now. Here's Denelli for three. Just a little high. Here's Simoneau with a left-handed layup. Oh, just off the front rim. Good pass there by Reese McCarthy. Here's Gray to Tomberg, who's going to swing it out to Alstead. Here's Gray firing. Very close, but not quite. Reeled in by Simoneau. Takes her time to reset. Pass to McCarthy for three. No good. We're going to have some rotation here. Here's Simoneau for the mid-range jumper, and that one's good. And the Springfield freshman Tate Simoneau is on the board. Peyton Austin now, driving inside, finds Alstead. And then Austin back with the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball. It'll come up black. Oh no, that's going to be white ball. Here's Alexis Giddings, the freshman from Springfield. Going to find Austin in the backcourt. Here's Austin driving through, but faces a brick wall of DiBartolo, but she's going to finish. Good work there by Austin to get it in through contact. It's going to go out of bounds. Good attempt there by McCarthy. And here's Denelli. Trying to get by Simoneau, won't make it. Good get ahead pass by Stebbins there to McCarthy, and she'll draw the foul as she goes up. And Reese McCarthy heads to the line. McCarthy now, very consistent shooter. Shouldn't have jinxed it. Here's DiBartolo, comes up with it. Simoneau kick out to Vertini, who wants that three. Not yet, but she's getting closer every time. Here's Ashworth now. Looping around. The ball's taken right away from her. She goes down hard. This floor can get pretty slippery. And we're going to need a timeout as they care for Ashworth, who might have bumped her head on the way down. And it looks like Ashworth is okay as she gets off the court under her own power. She's going to need a break though. Hopefully she's okay. We're going to extend this time out a bit longer. Okay, we're back underway here. Gray thought she was out of bounds, but there was no whistle. She might have got away with one there. Here comes Stampede now. And Jalen Stebbins trying to get to the rim, but strong defense there by her school teammate Alexis Giddings, who's called with the foul. And Jay Stebbins will go to the line for two. Here's White now. Trying to cut into this lead. Here's Haley Avalez. Kick out to Stebbins. Just going to try to use the screen. Hits Austin off the roll. Here's Gray now. Hey, intercepted by DiBartolo. She won't get the layup, but she has a teammate there for help. And there's Kira Sheehan. Good for two. 13-point game now. Danelli trying to get around a couple Stampede players. Runs into the baseline. Here's Kira Gray now. Trying to get inside. Forces her way through and then kicks out. Here's Austin going to make a move. Tough defense though by Kaylee DiBartolo. Peyton's going to draw the foul. Have a chance at 2. Austin's first shot off the back of the rim. Second one's good. Nice free throw there by Peyton Austin, the Springfield sophomore. Sheehan now fires. Here's We Up now, moving the ball around, trying to get something happening here. Trying to get a clean look. But it's tight defense by these Stampede girls. There's Taylor Tomberg underneath on a nice take and a great pass. Falls just short. And it's going to be black ball underneath. Here's McCarthy now firing again. And that's her third three-pointer of the game. If you're We Up Elite, you don't want to let McCarthy shoot. Here's McCarthy again. Back to Sinet, back to McCarthy. This one's going to be a little long. Roped in by Palmer. And here's Peyton Austin trying to get a little momentum to the hoop. They're going to call her for a travel. Here's Sheehan now. Senate might have a shot. Nope, back to McCarthy. Thinks better of her shot and passes to Sheehan for 3! And there's another one by Kira Sheehan. And a steal for a fast break. She's going to beat Palmer to the hoop. And this kid is something else. Good work there by the 8th grader from Claremont. Really helps her team out. As Stampede brings their lead to 20 now. Here's Austin forcing her way to the hoop. Ends up a little too close under the basket though. And here comes Jay Stebbins to Ray Frattini, who needs that 3 tonight. She's working for it. Everyone gets a little bit closer. If she keeps firing, she's bound to make it. Here's Stebbins with a good step. And that mid-ranger is good. Nice work there by the freshman from Springfield, Jay Stebbins. Here's Tomberg now, stolen by Stebbins. Fighting through traffic. Good pass to McCarthy. Who'll get the nice layup from the left side. A lot of chemistry here in black. These girls play together on several teams and school ball. There's Tomberg now, kick out to Palmer. Back to Tomberg, who's going to try to get into the hoop, but this Stampede defense known to shut teams out. Good work now by Kier Sheehan. Looking dominant out there. Good work by the 8th grader from Claremont. Dinelli now. Sets up and finds Aviles. Back to Dinelli, who's going to try to get inside, but it's stolen by Sheehan. Good help there by Tate Simoneau on the inside. And that pass won't go. But it will get knocked out of bounds and stay black. Simoneau trying to find Frattini. Just a little over her head. Here comes Dinelli quickly to Alstad. And again, Sheehan comes up with it. Very close half-court shot by Jay Stebbins. And this Stampede team has got to be feeling good going into halftime with a 28-point lead, 27-point lead. Thanks for watching We Up Summer League. Girls High School Division on TecGym Sports. I'm your host, Will Simoneau. We'll see you after this break.
This broadcast of the We Up Elite Summer League is produced by TecGym Sports. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. We'd like to thank our generous sponsors: We Up Elite, Spalding Sugar House, Ballard Hobart American Legion, Post 36, A Simple Love, VT, JB Property Management, Sonnet Building and Remodeling, Backtop Black Asphalt Services, plus Robert and Sandra TATRO, and also Andy and Pollyanna BLADYKA. We'd also like to thank our community partners: Fact TV, Okemo Valley TV, Claremont Community Television, and Brattleboro Community Television. Highlights of teams and players can be ordered at techgym.net/film/highlights. You can also use that page to request that we follow your team or player. We would also like to thank the community members who have volunteered and donated, making this service possible. If you would like to have continued coverage of local sports, please consider making a tax-deductible gift at techgym.net/support. As always, we'd like to thank all the players, coaches, officials, staff, and fans for supporting local sports. Enjoy the game. This broadcast of the We Up Elite Summer League is produced by TecGym Sports. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. We'd like to thank our generous sponsors: We Up Elite, Spalding Sugar House, Ballard Hobart American Legion, Post 36, A Simple Love, VT, JB Property Management, Sonnet Building and Remodeling, Backtop Black Asphalt Services, plus Robert and Sandra TATRO, and also Andy and Pollyanna BLADYKA. We'd also like to thank our community partners: Fact TV, Okemo Valley TV, Claremont Community Television, and Brattleboro Community Television. Highlights of teams and players can be ordered at techgym.net/film/highlights. You can also use that page to request that we follow your team or player. We would also like to thank the community members who have volunteered and donated, making this service possible. If you would like to have continued coverage of local sports, please consider making a tax-deductible gift at techgym.net/support. As
Okay, we're back now for the second half. Here's We Up starting with the ball. Here's Ashworth. Good to see her back in the game after taking a hard fall in the first half. And there's Stebbins. Oh, nice grab by Reese McCarthy. And Raylan Fertini is at the line getting ready to shoot two. First one's not there, but she's got another shot at it. Here's Raylan resetting. That shot's good for Fertini. But you know what she really wants is that three-pointer. Dinelli trying to get inside, kicks out to Gray. Here's Ashworth now. Here's Aviles. Aviles fires for three, just a little short. There might have been a hand on that on the way through. Here comes McCarthy. Finds an open DiBartolo under the hoop, steps back, and puts it in. Good work there by the junior from Green Mountain. Here's We Up now. Ashworth hopped over a down Stampede player and still came away with a layup. Nice pass underneath from DiBartolo to Fertini. She wasn't really a good position to shoot from there, though. Gray now. And here's Simoneau with steal. Nice pass underneath to Fertini. Back to Simoneau. Good ball movement there by Stampede, and ends up being knocked out of bounds by Kaya Gray. Here's Stampede now setting up. Jay Stebbins spinning to the hoop. Ends up losing it out of bounds. Looks like it must have been knocked out by We Up, because it'll stay here. DiBartolo takes to the hoop. This one bounces out. Rebounded by Aviles. Kira Gray tries putting it up, but it can't land. Doesn't land. And we'll have some subs. Here's McCarthy now. Sizing up Ashworth and going around. Gets by two up players. Tries to find Fertini in the bottom. Can't reel it in. Here's McCarthy again. Finds Stebbins at the top. McCarthy fires. And she's good for her fourth three-pointer of the evening. Nice sharp shooting there by Reese McCarthy. Austin now finds Tomberg to Abby Lace underneath, and she'll draw the foul. And Airlie Avilace goes to the line. Has a bit of a prayer on her way there. Hey, it looks like it worked out. So that first shot bounces in. Hadley Sinet, good rebound there. Pass intercepted though by Tomberg. Here's Avilace again, trying to go up. Get some contact by Stebbins, who really didn't want a foul, but might have just been in the wrong place. No foul, just knocked out of bounds. It'll stay here. Hey, good interception there by Caitlin Farrar. And the freshman from Green Mountain sends it over where Jay Stebbins will almost hit the three. Very close shot there. And here's Ashworth again. Trying to lead McCarthy into the screen. Here's Jay Stebbins with a tough rebound. Up to McCarthy, over quick to Simoneau. A little behind her though. Stampede now up by 30 points. But you gotta hand it to this We Up team. 2 games in a row in the heat. And they're still fighting. Here's Tomberg now, back to Avilace, who thought maybe it was tipped by Simoneau. And it was. Good defense there to disrupt the pass. And here's Airlie Avilace, who's thinking about three. Dishes to Adela. Here's Tomberg underneath to Harper Palmer. There's Ashworth, nice spin move. Tries to go up with it, but none other than Kira Shearer with a hand on the ball. And Sheehan now just shows up out of nowhere. Palmer said, I thought you played for a different team, kid. What are you doing out here? But Sheehan says, I play for every team. And I think she has. I think she's played for just about every team in the girls' divisions, both high school. Has she played with the Valley Elite yet? Well, they don't have a high school. They only have the middle school. Okay, so there's something you don't see every day. Kira Sheehan, we confirmed with her mom, has played on every single girls' team in Summer League. She's only registered with one, but she's helped out every other team when they've been short-handed. And there's Harper Palmer for 3. If you're Stampede, you do not want to let her heat up. She's been known to knock down a few in a row. Just like Reese McCarthy. Who's going to shoot again? Very close, just off the back rim. Roped in by Hadley Sennett. Back out to Sheehan. Here's Sennett now. And McCarthy drives up the middle. Nice. Oh. Good looking floater there by McCarthy, though. Didn't land. And we'll get Caitlin Farrar at the line for 2. Did her shot go in or no?
Sorry?
Did her shot go in or no?
No.
Okay, yeah. Caitlin Farrar shooting 2. First one, just off the front rim. Farrar now, the Green Mountain freshman. Almost gets her own rebound. Here's Palmer. Good fight there, and Sheehan comes up with it. Here's McCarthy. With a couple attempts. Jump ball. Black. And that's going to be a black timeout. So Stampede running away with this one. But We Up going to fight till the end. 11 minutes left and they're still playing hard. Here's Palmer now. To Ashworth. Trying desperately to get to the rim, but can't get through the tough defense of Reese McCarthy. Perhaps with a little help from Hadley Sennett. And they're feeling pretty good about this one. As Stampede is all smiles now. Ashworth picked up the foul on the way through. So she'll get a chance at 2. And that first shot's good off the glass. As number 3, Adela Ashworth, the freshman from Fall Mountain, tries for another one. This one will be out of bounds. Oh, and apparently Hadley Sennett must have touched it on the way through. A little bit of joking around there. Good to see these girls even in competition. Most of them good friends. Hey, there's a nice left-hander by Taylor Tomberg. There's Simoneau back to Stebbins. Here's Jay Stebbins on the fast break. Keeps it in. Draws a foul on her way through. Jay Stebbins now not afraid to go through traffic. Even a tight double team. Oh, looks like she's not going to the line. It was a foul on the floor. There's Fertini for a nice mid-range shot. And we're in. Fertini gets another one. Good work there by the Springfield freshman. Here's Tomberg, thinks about it. Inside to Austin, who's facing a tough defense by Hadley Sennett. There's Tomberg again on the other side, tries to get through. Gets the shot up, but not there. DiBartolo to Simoneau. And here's Tate Simoneau in the middle. Rolling for T for three. Just long. And here comes Ashworth, a little bit of a high gather. Shot's a little high. Nice get ahead to Fertini. Simoneau tries to save it, but the ball might have rolled just over the line. Good hustle by the ninth grader. That's going to be white ball. With just under 8 minutes left. And what's starting to feel like a pretty long game for We Up. There's Abby Lace with the left-hander. She is a left-hander, by the way. There's DiBartolo for another one. Good work there by the junior from Green Mountain. And Ashworth thinks about it. Here's Palmer now. Nice and easy, but it doesn't land. And here comes McCarthy for another smooth layup. Tomberg now fires. Just high. Stebbins with a spinning pass right on target to McCarthy. Here's We Up now. Moving the ball up with just about 6 minutes left in this game. Here comes Stebbins with the steal. And her left-handed layup is good. Jay Stebbins is right-handed. Hitting with her offside hand there. As any good player can. Here's Denelli. There we are, this. Three-point attempt there by Giddings. Simoneau comes down with the rebound. DiBartolo tried to get the bounce underneath to McCarthy. Couldn't quite reel it in though. Here comes Alstead. Intercepted by Tay Simoneau on the fast break. She's going to take it in. Doesn't quite get there. Good hustle there by Simoneau. There's Stebbins with a nice high catch. And her shot will land. Good work there by Jay Stebbins. 24, the freshman from Springfield. Denelli tries to force it through. Won't quite land. DiBartolo fights her for it, but Denelli's going to come up Pass just overthrown, picked up by McCarthy. Gray on her back, but McCarthy finishes. Good contested layup there by Reese McCarthy. Here's Danelli now. Has a little bit of space until DiBartolo comes out. Finds Gray at the top. Giddings thinks about it. Pass to Alstead. Back to Gray, who wanted to pass inside, but the cut had already gone through. There's Danelli trying to roll it in. Quite a workout tonight in this heat. It's a very hot gym. We up playing 2 games in a row back to back. And here's Danelli setting up in what seems to be her spot. She likes that. Right corner. Right wing. And here's Kira Sheehan to Reese McCarthy. Reese now thought about blowing by, taking the lane, but she'll step back for another 3. Here's Palmer now, looking to drive inside. Good take, it's brought down by Simoneau. He's gonna have some nice moves to go for the layup. Isn't quite there, good take though. And Kira Sheehan fights for the ball. Alstead finds Gray underneath, tries to give it back to Alstead, but moving just a little too quick to reel it in. There's Palmer. Gray reels it in, but 1 foot's out of bounds. The Gray sisters now working together. A couple of Wethersfield girls, homeschooled. A freshman and a junior. Here's Hadley Sennett. Here's Simoneau resetting at the top. Screen's there from Sheehan, but she passes to Raylan Frattini, back to Simoneau in the corner. She's going to drive. Ball's knocked out of bounds by... Oh, they're going to give it to White. Here's Kira Gray now fighting her way to the basket, and her shot is good. Simoneau, I think, had a steal there on the inbound pass, went to Sheehan, or the two of them working together, didn't quite catch which one had the steal. Sheehan came away with it though. And it's going to be black ball. Here's Frattini. And we're about out of time. And that'll do it for this one. With Stampede up 53-22 over We Up. Good fight there by these girls, most of them good friends. Thanks everybody for watching. That's our last game of the night for the We Up Summer League. I'm Will Simoneau for TecGym Sports. We'll see you again next time.
This broadcast of the We Up Elite Summer League is produced by TecGym Sports. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. We'd like to thank our generous sponsors: We Up Elite, Spalding Sugar House, Ballard Hobart American Legion, Post 36, A Simple Love, VT, JB Property Management, Sonnet Building and Remodeling, Backtop Black Asphalt Services, plus Robert and Sandra TATRO, and also Andy and Pollyanna BLADYKA. We'd also like to thank our community partners: Fact TV, Okemo Valley TV, Claremont Community Television, and Brattleboro Community Television. Highlights of teams and players can be ordered at techgym.net/film/highlights. You can also use that page to request that we follow your team or player. We would also like to thank the community members who have volunteered and donated, making this service possible. If you would like to have continued coverage of local sports, please consider making a tax-deductible gift at techgym.net/support. As always, we'd like to thank all the players, coaches, officials, staff, and fans for supporting local sports. Enjoy the game.